The Working Committee of the Naga National Political Groups has taken strong exception to the resolution of the Nagaland government's PAC consultative meet to demand a new interlocutor for the Naga peace talks. In a statement, the Working Committee of the Nnpgs said that the pre-drafted resolution of the PAC demanding appointment of a new interlocutor at political level is nothing but another ploy to intentionally subvert and delay political solution. Well, the Nnpg statement added that rather than resolving to urge the Government of India to expedite solution on the basis of the concluded talks back in October 2019, demanding for new interlocutor is a bid to sabotage solution and to frag the Naga political process back to square one. Well, significantly, the Nnpgs also asked if the Nagaland government had other agendas to be tabled and discussed besides the two signed agreements. Well, taking a further dig at the PAC consultative meet resolution, the Working Committee of the Nnpgs said that a facilitator asserting to pave way for solution in its true sense must sincerely facilitate solution without further delay and not diabolically delay solution with collusion of anti-solution elements. Well, the Nnpgs also maintained that it is common knowledge that the Naga political dialogue officially concluded on 31st of October 2019. It also said that former interlocutor R.N. Ravi was fully empowered by the PMO with the cabinet status. However, with the completion of the interlocution phase, A.K. Mishra has now been tasked by the Government of India as its representative to fast-track solution, and therefore the need for new interlocutor does not arise at all. All right, to know more on this, I'm being joined live with our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain. So, Wasbir, the PAC consultative meet seemed like a fresh push to the Naga peace talks, but the Nnpg statement has now made it look like a setback instead. So, your take on this, Wasbir, and we also have with us Sarah Konyak from Kohima.
Yes, Priya, this is a major development as far as the Naga peace process is concerned. As we all know, there has been a deadlock as far as the Naga peace dialogue is concerned, and there was a cry. Everybody in Nagaland, they were hoping that this peace process is going to gain a fresh push. And it seemed that there was indeed a fresh push when the Political Affairs Committee set up by the Nagaland government, comprising headed by the Chief Minister and comprising the legislature party leaders of all the political parties and the lone Congress MP in the state. The Political Affairs Committee met on the 12th of September, and they held a discussion with the civil society, Naga civil society leaders and the Naga bodies, and they had adopted 4 resolutions, and one of the resolution was a call to the Government of India to appoint a new interlocutor for the Naga peace talks, because A.K. Mishra, who is currently leading the Naga peace talks, is only a representative of the Government of India. That is what is the understanding, and a lot of people think that A.K. Mishra is not really as an interlocutor. He is only a representative, quote unquote, of the union government. Therefore, the Political Affairs Committee in its resolution adopted on the 12th, following the meeting with the various Naga civil society groups and the tribal bodies, they have demanded that an new interlocutor be appointed, and they wanted this interlocutor to be a union cabinet or union government minister, because they said that there should be a political leader who is in close proximity with the government and enjoys the confidence and trust of the Government of India, and they said that the interlocutor should be of a ministerial level. So therefore, in simple terms, they wanted a union government minister, central minister, as an interlocutor. Now, what the Nnpg today said in its first reaction to this demand of the Political Affairs Committee for a new interlocutor is completely a very sharp reaction. They said that the demand for a new interlocutor is an attempt by the Political Affairs Committee of the Nagaland government headed by Chief Minister Nefurio to actually sabotage the solution and to drag the Naga peace process back to square one. Now, the argument put forward by the NNPG is that the Naga peace process ended on the 31st of October 2019, and the NNPG said that this was stated by none other than the then interlocutor R.N. Ravi, who was also the governor of Nagaland. And since after R.N. Ravi declared the conclusion of the Naga peace process, the NNPG has said that it was Chief Minister Nefurio who was instrumental. That's a big allegation leveled by the NNPG on Chief Minister Nefurio. NNPG has accused Nefurio of actually spearheading the move to oust remove R.N. Ravi as the interlocutor. So R.N. Ravi finally was shifted to Tamil Nadu as the governor, and he was of course removed as the interlocutor, following which of course we all know that Union government appointed special secretary in the MHA A.K. Mishra. Now what is the significance of this NNPG statement? Now this NNPG statement is definitely a setback to the Naga peace process, because at the end of the day, yes, NNPG has made it very clear that as far as the NNPG, as far as they are concerned, the talks had concluded with the signing of the agreed position in 2017, and they are saying that they are in a position to sign on the dotted lines. NNPG believes that the talks have concluded, and now that the Political Affairs Committee is asking for a new negotiator, the NNPG has once again targeted its attack on Chief Minister Nefurio and blamed him for the present stalemate. They have accused Chief Minister Nefurio of the stalemate in the Naga political dialogue and this inordinate delay in the signing of the Naga peace accord. But if we look at the main reasons for the delay now, if we are to take the NNPG's point of view, they said that they are, as far as they are concerned, the talks have ended, they are ready to sign. But that is not the case with the NSCNIM. The NSCNIM is stuck with its core demand of a flag and constitution, and that is the reason why the delay is being attributed to the NSCNIM's insistence on their demand for a flag and constitution. Now, NSCNIM has made it very, very clear that they will not be able to sign the accord unless the government of India concedes the demand of a flag and constitution. So in this backdrop, the Political Affairs Committee thought that they will try to break the deadlock, and that is the reason why they have asked for an interlocutor. But the big question is whether the appointment of a new interlocutor is going to make the NSCNIM relax or modify its demand of a flag and constitution. That is the million-dollar question as far as Naga peace process is concerned. Assuming that a union government minister, assuming that a central minister is made the new interlocutor, the question arises whether the NSCNIM is going to relax its stand of a separate flag and constitution. If they don't, then the new interlocutor will have to start from scratch, talking to the NSCNIM. Now, at the end of the day, we all know that there is going to be only one Naga accord where the signatures of both the NSCNIM as well as the 7-member NNPGs are going to be present. So, if the NNPG today is adopting a very, very tough stand and have accused the incumbent Chief Minister Nefurio, he has blamed Nefurio for all the delay and for removing R.N. Ravi as the interlocutor. Now the question is, if the Political Affairs Committee, having already met the Naga civil society, now decides in the coming days to meet with the stakeholder, that is the NSCNIM and the Naga rebel groups under the banner of the NNPG, the big question is, will the NNPG meet the PAC, the Political Affairs Committee? That is the big question. If the PAC doesn't meet, if the NNPGs refuse to meet the Political Affairs Committee, then of course that will be another setback as far as the Naga peace process is concerned. Then the question arises whether the NNPGs will stick to its point of view that the inordinate delay in the signing of the Naga peace accord is because of Chief Minister Nefurio, who was instrumental, according to them. This is the allegation that the NNPG is leveling in removing R.N. Ravi as the interlocutor. So on the whole, one can say that this is definitely a setback as far as the Naga peace process is concerned. It looked like a push by the Political Affairs Committee to give a fresh momentum to the Naga peace talks. But now this stand, the tough stand of the NNPG, its allegation against Nefurio, its targeting of Nefurio, who heads the PAC, has once again, this can definitely be seen as a setback as far as the Naga peace process is concerned, Priya.
Right. So, Wasbir, can we say that the NNPG stand makes the issue complicated again?
Definitely, the NNPC issue has definitely made the issue complicated once again, because it's already complicated because of the NSC and IM insistence, or they have stuck to their demand of a separate flag and constitution, or the Yazabo for the Naga people. That is already a complex situation. Whether the center gives the flag, center has already understood to be ready to give the Nagas the use of their flag, but for limited purposes. And the central government wants that the flag can be used for cultural purposes. But again, there are certain people who are quoting the union government as having made it very clear to the NSC and IM that the demand of a flag and constitution cannot be conceded. But there is nothing official about it. So there is a grey area as far as the union government stand is concerned. Therefore, the state government asking, the Political Affairs Committee of the Nagaland government asking for a new interlocutor in itself is in itself something which is not common. The Nagaland government asking the government of India, or the Political Affairs Committee of the Nagaland government asking the government of India to change the interlocutor, or have a new interlocutor who is a cabinet or a union central government minister. So that itself is complicated. Now the NSCN sticking to the demand of a flag and constitution is again complicated, and that is the complex problem that the new interlocutor, if appointed, will have to take into account. That will be the first thing that the new interlocutor, if at all they are appointed by the central government, will have to take into account before expecting to take the Naga peace process forward.
Right, Wasbir. So Sarah Konyak from Kohima also joins us live at this point in time.
Sarah Konyak, our correspondent, is in Kohima live with us in this broadcast. Sarah, welcome to this broadcast. Now, how do you look at the NNPG statement? So, this NNPG statement, what are you picking up on the ground? What are your sources telling you that this is a very tough statement from the NNPGs?
Well, indeed, it was a very sharp statement or reaction to, after the consultative meeting of 12 September, where 4 key resolutions were adopted. Well, the statement of the NNPGs somehow, as per the observers, they have said that it was somehow on expected line, because as for the NNPGs, they have made their stand loud and clear in several statements, in several occasions, that for them talks had concluded on 31st of October 2019, and they are just waiting to sign the agreement. However, on the other hand, the NSA and IM have never acknowledged this, that talks had concluded. As for them, the talks have not concluded. In fact, the talks, official talks, are just underway, are ongoing, and they have also decided, after a gap of 9 months, the last talks being held on November 2023, to resume talks in New Delhi by the end of this month or early first week of October. So both the NNPGs and the NSA and IM, be it in whether on the debate of whether talks have concluded or not, or signing of the agreements, they have always maintained parallel stand. Now, this has been one highlight of the consultative meeting of the Political Affairs Committee, as well as the meeting with the PAC, with the stakeholders. This was one key topic which the House had discussed during the 2 meetings, that if the 2 parties continue to maintain parallel stand, then they will have to take a different approach. Now, we have to wait and watch whether the NSA and IM will welcome the move of the PAC and the stakeholders, whether they welcome the move to appoint a new interlocutor who also enjoys the confidence of the Prime Minister.
Right. Sarah, another point that I'd like to know from you, you see, the Political Affairs Committee has met the Naga civil society groups and the Naga tribal bodies. Is the PAC likely to now initiate a meeting with the NSC and IM and the Nnpgs? Is there a possibility like that?
Well, definitely the Public Affairs Committee, even in the previous governments, have been having consultative meeting with the stakeholders, the civil society organization, the tribal apex bodies, the Students' Federation, and concerned stakeholders. And likewise, in line with that, they have been holding meetings, but separate meetings with the 7 working committee of the 7 Nnpgs, as well as the NSA and IM. So this time around too, the Chief Minister, in his address during the discussion hour on the Naga political issue, he had clearly mentioned that the PAC will first hold meetings with the concerned stakeholders, after which they will take in their suggestions and study the new suggestion and how to go about to bring the 2 groups together, and also to convince them to represent as one in the negotiation. So definitely the Political Affairs Committee, after completing their study of the meeting that was held on September 12th, if they find it necessary, then they may hold another round of talks, another round of consultative meeting with the stakeholders, which will be followed by meeting with the NSA and IM and the working committee of the 7 Nnpgs. Wasbir.
Now, Sarah, the big question is after this particular statement by the Nnpgs, the big question is whether the Nnpgs would like to meet the Political Affairs Committee or not.
Well, I think there's always a room for understanding. That's what we believe. The Nagas have been believing that there's always room for understanding, and the stakeholders and the Public Affairs Committee, the government of Nagaland, who has been acting as facilitators to the peace talk, have been trying to convince both the parties. Now it depends wholly on the stakeholders, as this resolution, which was adopted on the 12th of September, is not only a resolution of the Public Affairs Committee, but this resolution was adopted with the consent of all the stakeholders who were present in the meeting. So definitely both parties should have room for understanding, and hopefully the 7 Nnpgs will agree to meet the PAC and deliberate further on this matter.
Now, very interestingly, Sarah, the NSA and IM has not responded or not reacted to the PAC resolutions so far.
Yes, that is very true. Wasbir, the NSA and IM have not come out with any statement after the resolution was made public. However, while talking some of our sources from the NSA and IM, they have mentioned that some of the senior leaders in the NSA and IM have appreciated the resolution, and they've also mentioned that the appointment of an interlocutor can be in a bureaucrat level or a politician. But the main factor is that whoever is appointed as the interlocutor should enjoy the confidence of the Prime Minister, the Union government, so that the talks can progress and an early solution can be arrived at. Wasbir.
Absolutely. Sarah Konyak there, our correspondent in Kohima. Thank you very much for joining us live on this broadcast. So on the whole, the breaking story at this point is that sources are telling our Kohima correspondent Sarah Konyak that the NSC and IM appears to be appreciative of the 4-point resolution adopted by the PAC, but they have said that whoever is appointed the new interlocutor for the Naga peace talks must enjoy the confidence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Otherwise, it is not going to give any new momentum to the Naga peace process. Back to you in the studios, Priya.
Right, Wasbir, thank you so much for all those details.